How's it going, guys? It's Thomas on Planet Tech. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for the delay this evening. I I've seemed to have it's quite an embarrassing story, I'll be honest. Nothing too crazy, I guess. But so I was meant to be building the Quarry's Workshop Arc 170 today. And I over May 4th, or like in and around May 4th, Amazon France were doing some really good deals on some Lego Star Wars sets, and I picked up a Tantive Hallway and Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor and two more Arc 170s, other than the one that I've already got and built. And I've kind of got like a just fat stack of boxes and parcels that I kind of just assumed all of the parcels had arrived. Bearing in mind this is well over a month ago now. Oops. So yeah, I just assumed that the Arc 170 was out there without actually checking, and it got to about 45 minutes ago, and I realized it wasn't out there, which was an issue. Because I need the parts to build the mock. So there's been a slight change of plan this evening. I need to chase up where that parcel is, because I'm hoping it's at the storage unit. I've got the Tantive Hallway in a separate box. That was delivered like 2 days later. But the other one was meant to be delivered on the 8th, around the 8th of May, or on the 8th of May by Amazon France. And it doesn't seem to have arrived, but I can't imagine I would have taken one box to the storage unit from Amazon knowing that it's something's not quite adding up for me. I'll be honest. However, today we're going to be building Kylo Ren's helmet instead. Luckily I did have this and a few of my other sets still out there that I could build, and I'd already scheduled the streams and stuff, so I just had to change the date on that, so that made that a little bit better and a bit easier. Right, let's check in with chat. How are you guys doing? Thank you for waiting so patiently, and sorry for that little ramble, but that's why we're not building the Quarry's Workshop Arc 170. Hopefully it's at the storage unit and I pick it up and we can do it next week. I know Mike might be pleased because he was hoping to build along today, but he's actually in Belgium, so yeah, hopefully Mike, you're available if you can catch up on this, and we'll build it next week. But yeah, you've redecorated the thumbnail. Yeah, now you know why, Gaz. How you doing, mate? Hello, KO. How you doing? I hope that my explanation is ample sufficient. Good evening, Simon. Good to see you. We've got my Diet Coke ready. Not quite freezer Diet Coke, but it's quite warm to be building a Lego set. Hope the bricks don't melt. Have you put them in the fridge just in case? Honestly, it's a good idea. Luckily, I hope you can't hear it, but we do have the aircon in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. I think it's just on the fan setting, so it should be a lot quieter, but if it's outrageously noisy, then I will just bring the other fan in here. But yeah, do let me know if you can hear it and if it's annoying. Hey Andy, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Funny looking Arc 170. Yeah, I hope you caught that, Sam. Oh, the other option is that Sam, for all of the torture and pain and frustration that I put him through, took that Amazon parcel on his way out after staying at the weekend. That's the only two conclusions that I can come to. Is either at the storage unit or Sam's house. And he's tried to shaft me here. Cassie, hello. You're so cool. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. I built an Imperial Army. Nice. Yeah, I need to do an Imperial Army building video. I can build my other 280s, but I can't do that here because I have no space to put anything. I have so little space. I'm losing stuff. I can hear the aircon, but not too loud, as long as you're close to the mic. Okay, that's good. Okay, if it gets annoying, then do let me know, and I will turn it off. Bad tech bad. Why you never check all the boxes when it arrives? I don't know, KO. I think I just kind of trust. I trust too easy, I guess. And there was like up until yesterday, there was about 6 or 7 Lego.com boxes out there. Yikes. Oh dear. But yeah, we got some things to talk about today. We've got Brickworld Chicago was last weekend. Thank God that was all over for another year. We've got some... There's not really much in terms of leaks, I don't think. We've got new LEGO ideas to talk about. 2 new sets got revealed. Or, well, 2 new submissions have been approved. So we can chat about those. What else we got? And then yeah, at the weekend we had Oxford Brit Festival, which was really good, which is good fun. Me, Sam, Brandon, and Mike were all displaying. We all got put next to each other. What I will say, Brit Festival are always very accommodating when it comes to making sure we've put together. Only one experience, which was at Milton Keynes, did we have a situation where none of us were together, and I think that was kind of due to the layout of the convention, and I kind of recall applying quite late for that one, maybe, which probably didn't help, but for the most part it's they are usually pretty good at getting us all together. Right, I'm gonna try, and if it will download, I'm gonna try get the instructions for this one. 415. Has anyone been buying any LEGO recently? Is anyone building along with anything tonight? This evening? Dropping in for a quick hello tech. Hey James, how you doing, mate? Don't forget to wave out the window to my One Piece card game friends over there. Oh, is that tonight? Is it? You didn't fancy an outing? But welcome on in, and thanks for coming in and saying hello. Anyone know what's being said? Sounds like a Gale blowing joke. Still, I can't hear anything. I will turn it off just out of fear for being in people's ears, because it's not the most pleasant of noises. Hence why I've got the headphones on, because it's quite distracting. But I did have a cold shower just before, in hopes that it would reset my body temperature to be a bit lower anyway. But under the lights are quite powerful. They do end up getting quite warm. Okay. Instructions. But yeah, how was the show? Many mocks? Any good bargains? We had quite a funny experience. Gaz, have you done Oxford Brit Festival before? I don't think you have. Have you? I don't think you have. But basically, it's at a place called the King Centre, and you walk into the front of the convention, and there's like a small seating area, and they've got like a little hatch where sometimes they have a cafe open. It wasn't open this time, irrelevant to the story. But there's like a few bits of like seating area, and then to the right is the hall, which is where the show's been. So me and Sam last did Oxford 2 years ago, because last year I think coincided with Brickworld, maybe. Yeah, I think they've moved it they moved it last year, so it clashed with Brickworld, which was inconvenient. So we went in, got set up, and like I went back to the car to get my other box, come in, and Sam says to me like, there's like only 3 sellers here. And we were like, what? Like, that can't be, there's no way. And it got to about 10 to it got to about 1:45. 22, me and Sam, I think, were pretty much set up. So we started to walk around. Like, one of these 3 sellers, bearing in mind, had like 8 sets on like with them. It wasn't much. And then another 2 had like some used stuff, or one of them was like mainly used, and then some had like a mixture of both. So I'm looking around, I'm thinking, oh my god, how quickly can I get Paige on the phone? I could set up another stall. I could set up a stall here. I could make a killing. So walk around, and then about 10:02, Brandon comes walking back in, and he's like, oh, there's a bunch more sellers in the other room. and I've got this all on film, so it'll be in the members vlog. But we then, because the last time that me and Sam have been to the event, the convention was only in that hall. Like, they didn't have a second room. So we walk up, like, up and behind, and it's a room probably the same size, maybe the marginal bit smaller, and it is full of sellers, probably like 25, 30 sellers, I would have thought. There was a lot of sellers in there. So that was quite funny. But yeah, there was a good selection of mocks. It's probably the closest to 50-50 I've seen, maybe. Just because of the way, yeah, probably not far off, to be fair. But no, generally it was quite good. It was nice and chilled. It wasn't crazy busy. It was a good vibe. Good vibe. Trust too easy. That explains why. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Cabbage, how we doing? Oh, I bet he has a lovely helmet. Don't you know it? How you doing, mate? No Lego buying, been quite restrained. Good for you, Simon. Teach me, please. Hey, Tim, how you doing, mate? I did bought Lego last week, but not shipped yet, as I've been busy on studio. Nice, nice. Amanda, hello. Interesting comment. Thank you. I'm not quite sure what Amanda's going on about, but there we go. Picked up a bargain on Amazon the other day. Stunt set 65% off, down to £18, mostly for figs and parts. Very nice indeed. I have not yet. I would have gone, but I like to practice before Wednesday's piano lesson. Fair enough. That said, my teacher not long sent me a text cancelling, so I may as well have gone. Maybe next time. Have fun on the stream. Cheers, buddy. Catch you later. Hey, Martin. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Anyway, back in studio. I'm working on for a while. No worries, Ko. Thanks for popping in and saying hello anyway. Alright. We have instructions. Let's switch that over. Was meant to be displaying at Oxford, but couldn't be bothered to get organised. Fair. I know that feeling all too well. Yeah, I do know that feeling all too well. But yeah, it was pretty good. I may have made a purchase or two. I bought a few figures, which I don't usually do at conventions. But it was funny actually, because I even said to Sam, when we were doing a little bit of a walk around, I was like, I'm in the mood to buy something today. I was like, I went to the convention thinking, oh, I might actually pick up some figures today. There's been a few, and one seller, I have to say, had like a pretty good offer. So he was doing, so he had like a whole tiered system at the back, which were like each figure had like an individual price for like a lot more rarer, unique figures. But the bulk of his figures he had in like 5 rows. So I think it was like, £6, £8, £10. I might have been 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, maybe something like that. Sam might be able to confirm. But he was doing buy 3 figures, get the 4th one free, and the free figure could be up to an £8 figure. But it, like, to be fair, like, the prices were decent, so it made it quite worthwhile. So Sam and Brandon like clubbed in together, and Sam actually ended up using his free figure to get me a Hu Yang figure, which was really kind of him. And I took some pictures and went away and like tried to plot my way into getting the best value that I could for some of the figures. Oh, 3, 5, 8, and 10. There we go. And then individual. Okay, sorry, I thought it was 5 rows. There we go. Yeah, well remembered, Sam. Thank you for that. Kate, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm building the Luke Skywalker X-wing. Why can't I say that? Awesome. Which one? The UCS one or the 2020 playset one? Was it 2020? Oh, that's been a minute. But yes, yeah, so I picked up some decent figures. And like I said, there was some quite competitive, like decent prices. So then getting that saving was quite worthwhile, and I may or may not have picked up another clone Camino training facility set. which was £25. There was 2 people selling it for 25, and I did say to both of them, like, is that the best price you can do? And they were like, yeah. So I was like, okay. It's still cheaper than you can get it on eBay. I did feel for some of the sellers, because like I was speaking to one of the guys that I've bumped into quite a few shows now, and he was saying it's just like it's getting so tricky to like make, because he's from quite far up north as well, so he probably had at least a 2-3 hour, well, probably a 3-hour journey, I'd imagine. But he was like, I've done like 30 shows for Brit Festival this year, and it's just getting really tricky, I think, because of the amount of sellers. 2, I think people are, so at first Brit Festivals used to be great to get a deal at, or great to get like sets at, because like post-COVID, a lot of people that were investing in sets had like a back catalogue of sets from a few years prior, and there was such an influx of people getting into the hobby that there was a lot of demand for the sets that had either just retired or even sets that were older. And then it kind of got to a point where now you go to and see a lot of the shows, or go to a lot of the shows and you see what people are selling, and unfortunately, like, it's often the same stuff. Like, the amount of people that had those Camino training facilities, some were selling them for like 25, 28, 30, 32. So it is tricky. And the other thing is, because none of the people there are actually like supplied by Lego, you're competing with people dependent on the price that you pay for it. So you might get a set for 20% off and hold it for a year, whereas someone else might get it for 50% off. So their margins are a lot bigger potentially, and they can afford to drop the price a little bit more. So unless you are selling on volume, it's quite tricky, and to transport a whole bunch of stock to a show to then not make a great deal on it, and like I said, and the tricky thing is that a lot of people just have the same sets now, which is a bit of a shame, but for the most part it was a good show. It's good for me because it was super local. Hey TJ, how we doing? Welcome on in. Have you recovered from Brickworld Chicago yet? I'm sure not. That's going to be a few days work to get back in on that. The UTS one, nice. I bought it last year at Brickvention in Australia for $380. Very nice. I'm not sure what that converts is. Is the Australian dollar about double the Great British Pound? Is it about 1 to 2? Is that about right? Or 1 to 2.1? So 380, quick maths, 150, 170. That's pretty good actually. That's pretty good. But yeah, so that was Brick Festival. So what? Because like I was selling at a few of the Brit festivals, and I'm starting to, the last couple that I did, even like the big, what traditionally were like big shows, the first Bournemouth one I did really well, and the Bournemouth ones have been alright, to be fair. The 2 London shows I did, the first one was hardly worth my time, honestly, and it was only because I sold a couple of larger sets that it was actually kind of like I kind of only just about made the money that I spent on a couple of pad boxes and dinner after. But yeah, the two London shows I did weren't the best. So I'm kind of like starting to rethink my strategy, especially now with eBay. You don't have to sell, like, you don't have to pay fees on a lot of it. I'm starting to think, do I just start selling on eBay? But I don't like the hassle and the faff of like shipping, like listing, shipping. It's just, and then people like complain if if things get lost, if things get damaged. I've had the limited amount of experience I have had on eBay. I've had a stupid amount, a stupid percent of it be quite a lot of hassle. I'm good, tired but good. Last night was the first full night's sleep in about a week. Fair play, TJ. That means you've done it right. That means that you've soaked up every aspect of it, and yeah, you full sent it, which is exactly how it should be done. So fair play to you, mate. Yes, Australian does. Yeah, so 170. That's pretty decent. 190. No, wait. Yeah, under 200. Very good. Do you build anything for the Lego, for the England shows, for displays and that? Yes. Yes. I've been a bit slack recently. But yeah, me and Sam did display. Me, Sam, Brandon, and Mike displayed at a show. Like I said, Oxford Brick Festival. This is kind of my local show. I think probably Reading is still slightly closer. But yeah, I do, and I'm looking forward to starting on my, or starting to assemble pieces for my Bricktastic display soon. So that's going to be fun. I'd love to go over to one of the Australia. I'd love to go to Australia, just full stop. But how likely that is anytime soon, I'm not so sure. I noticed that vendors at my Brick Convention earlier this year had more new Lego sets than retired sets. I'm not sure why that is. I think because, so Brick Festival have, there wasn't at Oxford this year. I think maybe because they had a show in Brighton the following day, so maybe they didn't want to do both over both weekends. I don't know. But there is one stall that has a ton of like long retired sets. However, the prices on them are just ridiculous. They're so over market value, and the only like assumption that I can make as to their justification for having these sets be so expensive is that they have bought them like around 2020, so they've paid aftermarket prices, which kind of comes back to what I was talking about earlier about like depending on what your buying price is depends on how much you can sell it for, right? So yeah, the only reason that I can imagine that they're so high is because they've actually paid aftermarket prices to get it. So that's why for them to then make any money, they have to put a upcharge on it. But I guess, and maybe they're just banking on the fact that, oh, okay, if we sell like 1-2 sets a show, then maybe we'll make some. It's enough to cover it. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it is a shame. And I have to say, there was one. Sam actually noticed from one of the vendors that were in the same room as us in Oxford. It was used. I'm not a big used set person. I don't tend to buy used sets. But there was what was quite cool to see. There was a Jack Stone set that was for sale, which was quite nostalgic. But yeah, just seeing like, because I picked up the fair, like, so that the other thing is there is there is another seller, two sellers actually, that sometimes go to shows, and they kind of specialize in like vintage Lego. But my kind of like nostalgia trip era is like 2005 to kind of like 2000 and I guess 13, that kind of range. And those are the sets that you seldom see at shows, which is a real shame. Probably not a real shame for my wallet. It's probably for the best for my wallet. And that's why, like, when I saw the Pharaoh's Quest pyramid set at Bricktastic this year, I was like, yeah, I'm not skipping on that again. Thought I made that mistake the year before. Come to Australia with Lego mates in January so you can escape your winter. Oh, that's honestly such a good idea. I've been looking at a holiday getaway this week. I can't remember. Well, I can actually. I can't remember what year it was actually that I went. But the last holiday that I went on, where I was just like being a vegetable by the, like, either by the seafront or by the pool. It was honestly, it's probably Tenerife, maybe 2017, maybe 2018, and I had that realization this week, and I was like, I need to just, I don't care where it is, I just want a nice hotel with like a few different pools, a few restaurants, all inclusive, nothing crazy. I just want to go and sit and vegetate by a pool with some sex on the beach in one hand, sunny's on, yeah, just dipping in and out of the pool. So if anyone cares to join me, I'm probably looking around late September for extend that summer a little bit. Also, if we go before Penelope's 2, then we don't have to pay for her in a lot of spots, so that's always a win. Oh yeah, the bargain store, yeah. I've never seen a set at that store where I've gone, oh, that's even close to being reasonable. In fact, maybe on 2 occasions have I thought that, and I get closer, and then I'm like, oh, that's getting closer to what you'd pay for that, and then you realize like it's opened, and not like sealed, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no. I managed to get 2 white whales at Brickworld this year. Nice. Templar Celebrations and Ninjago City. Very good, very good. I know you said about you would be looking out for Ninjago City, but nice. Was that at the yard sale, TJ? Or did just some vendors have it for a good price? My kind of perception is that a lot of the vendor prices at Brickworld are like terrible. However, there was a couple of stalls there last year that had some like fairly competitive prices on some stuff. New 2025 set and plastic bags. Outrageous. Really? I think all of my sets from at least the Star Wars May wave have all had. It feels like a while since I've had plastic bags, but maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, Sherlock Holmes book new. Okay, so that is very, very new. That is, yeah, that is very recent. I want that set. They need to sell one set a show to break even. Oh, yeah, honestly. And I guess that you're banking on someone that's... Because, like, from both just, like, visiting and being a seller there are people that will just throw a lot of money at something if their kids really want it. And so it's always the people you kind of, like, least expect as well. You see some parents there that, I don't know, they are prepared. If their kids want it, they're like, you know what, yeah, you can have it. And it's always nice when the kids are, like, obviously, like, really appreciative of it and very grateful, which again has often been the case. I have the Lord of the Rings book nook. Nice. Yeah, there's just not anything that I would like to get into. I think those book nooks. I hope they stay well clear of Star Wars and, like, chucking some random exclusive figure in. Otherwise, you probably will see one built on this channel, and then it'll go in a bin, and it will be for part out. Hey Dubsy, how you doing, man? Hope you're good, dude. Any Chinese New Year sets? Not that one that you're looking for, did I see, Gaz? There were a few. Like I said, I'm just baffled at how much those just don't go up in price. Especially, like, I know the Spring Lantern Festival was probably like a really popular one at the time. So yeah, I was quite surprised at that one never went up in price. I don't have any books to put them with. Fair comment. Yeah, Lego, I don't read. Is that going to be a problem? You could imagine that it might be. Okay, I'm going to have to turn this fan off because my toes are getting cold. I'll have a hot flush in a second. If Penelope wanted a set that bad, would you not let her have it? I think it's so. I do think about this. Oh, well, it depends, Sam. There's a lot of context that comes with that question. But for the most part, no, I'm joking. She's not at an age where that is a problem because you can distract her very quickly, and it is usually the least expensive thing that she wants, or like she gets more fun out of playing with the boxes of the things that she receives than the things she actually receives. It's a great age. It's an affordable age, but no, that is going to be a dilemma in the future. The problem I'm going to have is like going to Legoland and going like, right, here's however much money to spend in the shop, and then go like, oh, it's 30% off on Amazon. Like, oh, but that's gonna be that'll be the stinger. But at that point, I just gotta say, look, there's your money. That's, you spend with it what you would like. But the figures aren't like that. Oh no. Pause. There you go. Nice, Sam. Nice. Always lowering the tone. Are you getting any set in July, or are you all going to be in August? If so, what sets are you getting? Do you know, I'm not actually 100% sure. Can anyone let me know what sets are coming out in July? Yeah, I'm not really sure what's coming out in July. Although, I tell you what. For the first time in my professional... what have I been, how long have I been doing this? 12, 17, no, 18. Was I 19 when I got my job as a carpenter? 19, yeah. So in my 10 years of working on site, for the first time, this past week or two, have I seen a bulldozer on site. And it makes me want that set so much more. So much more. You know, the new Lego City bulldozer. I've got my firm eye on that. I still need to get the crane. Waiting for that to come down in price. I was hoping Very had it for like 60 quid at one point, and I had a Very voucher. I would have got it for like 40 quid. I'm still miffed about that. Every time I talk about that crane, I'm going to bring that up. Hey, you said it. Yeah, but you changed its meaning. I still need to build a Sherlock mech now at some point, so may as well. Fair enough. That's like you're out to get it, or to just buy any set, and it's like, oh, I can make a mech out of it. If I can make a mech out of it, I can justify it. Honestly, great. Great until you realize how much you spent on sets that you probably wouldn't have bought. You're right. I think the Battle Droid is July. Yeah, 1st of July. I don't think I want the Battle Droid. As cool as it looks, I don't think I want it. I think that is one that I should step away from and go, I think I'll pass. K2, I think I will probably get. Possibly, probably. I'm starting to get less keen on the buildable droids. Even the Droidica, which I really like, has started to fall to pieces. And I'm like, oh, do I keep that built? I don't know. But yeah, I'm really starting to reduce my desire for these buildable characters, which is honestly great because they release so many of them. So many of them now. They're just, yeah. If they were just doing like one a year, I'd probably keep up with it, but it's, yeah. Crap, I have to build a Nike mech now as well. Yes, you do. Sam Moriarty mech, maybe? I think he'd be very interesting to build for. Wait, who is that? When open, it's a good scene set, so that's my motivation. That's fair enough. I do want to get the Ewok Lego set. Yeah, that again, that's another one I'm like, I think I'll probably pass on. I don't really care for the Ewoks all that much. I know there will be a lot of people that are very hyped for the Ewok, and I have to say, it looks a lot better than I expected. Ooh, I have plans for a massive mock build for Brickworld 2026. So set purchases will be a minimum. Can we have any clues, any hints? And sell it well, TJ, because it could be the difference of me deciding to come or not to Brickworld. No, don't pause there, Sam. No need for that. I do want to get Gizmo, like I said. Oh, I forget we're getting Gizmo, right? I keep forgetting that we're getting that. Bag 3 of 5, is it? Yeah, 5. Making good progress. I wonder how much progress we would have been making on that Arc 170 by this point. Jeez. Oh, we got some printed tiles in here. Come on. Oh, KO's back. It is time for TJ to get a job to solve his budget issue. Hey, TJ's an avid streamer, an avid Lego deals hunter, a incredible personal shopper, international international with yeah, he's a incredible personal shopper with international clients. TJ's doing just fine. Just be careful what I say. He'll start charging for his services. I didn't say anything. That's all on you, bud. Do you reckon the Gizmo set will include a reissue of the minifigure? Well, you know what? I would have thought that it would get a slight update. I imagine the mold will be the same. I was shocked when the Max Rebo had no update. Also, right, I was thinking about this the other day. Is it like, how did Lego, for all the criticism Lego get, how did they get away, not only in 2013 but in 2024, did they get away with not giving Max Rebo any printing on his torso or his legs? Like, can anyone justify that? I know he's not got like a ton of, I mean, he's not really wearing it, but he's got like a belly button and nipples, right? I think. Like, do you not think any of that could have been depicted in a torso print? I don't know. Oh, I thought you said you were going, TJ. KO, sorry. Ninjago Borg Tower, the massive skyscraper in the middle of Ninjago City. Very nice. How tall do you think you're going to make it? They hid him in his piano-y instrumenty thing. Did they, though? Did we get a piano? Maybe in the set, I don't know. Hashtag where's Max Rebo's nips? Honestly. You heard it here first, folks. Lego are anti-free the nip. Brickworld's theme next year is such new heights, and it will also be the 15th anniversary of Ninjago, so perfect time to go all out. Such new heights. That's an intro. I forgot that they had a theme, so that's cool. Very apt as well. Oh, you're on studio and watching the stream. Oh, that's nice. Nicer than you did on Sunday, Kay, where you were streaming. Unbelievable. Hey, Emily. Based on some calculations I did months ago, around 13 feet tall. TJ, that is a ridiculous. 13 feet tall. That's like 3 Gregs. I'm sorry. Cheap shot. Cheap shot. But that is quite ridiculous. Not many people follow the themes. Yeah, that's a fair point. TJ is a ceiling high enough, honestly. What do you mean, Emily? Which is why I will need to pretty much quit set puts. Yeah, honestly, I could quite see it. According to my maths, I need a 2x5 wedge plate, which never exists. Back to the drawing board. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can't just make up your own pieces, Kay. That's not how Lego building works. Unless you've got a 3D printer. I broke what it is, not at my house though. I have to assemble it on a desk outside when I test it. Oh, dude. Man. 13 feet tall. That's going to have to be like... To go that tall, that's going to have to be girthy as well. Oh, Emily, I was joking. It's all good. It was only because I was watching the VODs and I just hadn't messaged in chat yet that I even knew that Kay was streaming on Twitch. Because I don't have Twitch on my phone, so I don't get Twitch notifications. The left or the right feet, TJ. He's always in trouble, Emily. Honestly. 2x5 wedge plate helped the issue I'm having, but since it never made, I have to redo the build all over again. Do you have to start completely from scratch because they don't do one piece, KO? Can you not do a workaround for it? The main tower will be around a 32 by 32 base plate thick. The base will either be a 4x4 or 5x5 32 by 32 base plate square. Okay. I would suggest heavily TJ, because like that's not that wide for 13 feet tall. I think you're going to have to build up those surrounding base plates and really connect them for that to be like structurally sound. Like I just think of Rosie's situation with his tower, and that was like 5 feet tall and probably about a 30. The main bulk of the tower is probably about 32 by 32 studs. And he just did not have enough foundation in it at all. Yeah, a good example was the Orthanc Tower. The Orthanc Tower as well is easier. No, that's definitely not the word. But what is aided with that is that it gets smaller as it goes up, whereas I imagine a skyscraper that you're going to build, TJ, is going to be fairly like consistent the whole way up. I've been doing a lot of structural research. There'll be a basement. That should help. Okay, yeah. So that, yeah. Yeah. I think, to be fair, if you're going to do like a... If you're going to do a 3x3 base plate around, like, around the outside with the tower in the middle, I think you can make it work. I think you've just got to make that, like, all of those base plates probably like... It's probably a good, like, maybe half a foot. And that they all, like, actually lock in well, like was mentioned, with a lot of technique. And I think you can make it work. But yeah, definitely do a lot of practicing. I plan to place this mock on the floor. Probably have to make a wood base for it to go on. Yeah, nice. That would be the best way to do it. And will it be like open back, so you can see in all the rooms and stuff? Or are you just going to do as a facade? I say just, as if as a, yeah. That means TJ demolished all of his mocks. Some of them care, but most of the parts from my current mocks aren't usable. TJ, you've got to keep as many of them as you can, because like one day if you could have like a whole cityscape of all your custom builds, that would honestly, that'd be so sick. That's how I'd envision my Disney city one day, would be to, yeah, just keep adding to it. It will not be open back. I will have a few places where scenes are shown, but most will be closed off. Okay, nice. Yeah, I suppose you just have like cutouts in some of the walls and stuff. Okay, that's cool. TJ, I have to say, TJ, if you commit to this, and you obviously you're gonna have to commit to this relatively soon to make sure you actually get it done. If you commit to this, that might be my selling. That might be my selling point to go, yeah, I'm going to go to Chicago next year. Because I would love to see that in person. I'm not even a Ninjago fan. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if I could tell you what Borg Tower looked like. I can tell you for a fact I have no clue what Borg Tower looks like. But... if anyone's going to make good work of it, it would be you. Also, 15 years of Ninjago. Crazy. Crazy. Photo sent. Where K? What of? Also, what are you sending pictures to? I'm going to give myself a few weeks break, then get started planning. Can't pull a tech and wait until the last minute. Absolutely not with that one, TJ. Absolutely not. That is anxiety-induced nightmare. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Absolutely cannot pull a tech on that one. Right, yeah. But yeah, absolutely give yourself a few weeks. I know you had quite a lot of building to do. This gives me, like, you talk about that, TJ, because she's such, like, the like hype of building something really cool. I was thinking yesterday, like, what is the coolest thing that I could build and bring to Brick World? Like, what would that look like? Hi. Sleepy baby. Oh, hi. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice chatting to you. Yeah, I was like, what's like the coolest thing? That's not the cinema, Sam. Absolutely not the cinema. Get out. I'm gonna start. I know it's like censorship, but I think I can ban words in chat, can't I? So I can ban like cinema, so people can never ask me about it again. I'm gonna do that after the stream. I might shadow ban the word cinema. But that's not cool. Like I looked at the cinema a few months ago. I'll ban that too. And I'm just like, I don't even like. I was like, when I was in two minds of whether to finish it or not, I was like, do I finish it how I had planned to finish it? By which point I don't actually like it. Like, I don't like the design anymore. So then I'm like, well, if I'm finishing it for the sake of finishing it, and I'm not finishing it to the point where I'm happy with it, then what's the point in finishing it? But if I finish it to look like something that I'd be happy of, then I'm gonna have to pretty much completely start again. I was very happy with the interior, apart from maybe a few color changes, to the point where like it's just not worth my time, especially when there's mocks that I am very much inspired to do that I don't build anyway. Would love to see the Emily, stop you. No. Don't you jump on the hype. This is before your time in the community. How can you can't be jumping on the hype too? Not hype. Hype's not the word, because no one's hyped for it. But on the meme is the term. Oh, you asking what I have issue with it? Oh, did you send it on Instagram? To Planet Tech or to just loading. Oh, what, those angles don't match? Oh, wait, which bit doesn't line up, KO? Is it the two wedge plates, like the ones that you've currently got 12 by 3s? Is that what you're worried about? Or is it the 2x1 at the top that you've got? Yeah. If you change the angle of the roof, you'd be able to change the angle. Like, it's going to be quite hard to explain, but if you change the pitch of the roof, and I'm not quite sure without looking at it if you need to make it shallower or steeper, then you could get those wedge plates to work together. That's going to be one of those things that is going to be so much easier. Oh, 12x3 wedge plates, yeah, the bane of my existence, honestly. That's going to be one of those things that are just much easier to play about with physical pieces. So I don't know if you've got any of those parts in random colors that you could kind of have a play around with in the physical, because yeah, that's something that I would stay well clear of on Studio. Oops. How did this set get all printed pieces, by the way? And the Jango Fett's helmet not, and this is cheaper. They were really like, huh, we want to try and do something with these sequel sets. We need a sequel sets revision. Just so good. Show us the studio file. Do you know what, Sam? At the end of the stream, if people can manage to stay to the end, I'll find the studio file and I will show you guys where it's currently at. But I just don't like. I know that my original plan was to keep the color scheme in line with the Friends set. However, when you like massively blow it up in scale, the color scheme of like dark blue and aqua is really cold. And it just, yeah, yeah, not completely sold it perfect. But yeah, anyway, Sam's distracted you all with talk of the cinema. Going back to my original point, what is the coolest mock that I could take to Brickworld Chicago? Like, ultimately, I'd love to take like a clone base, because I'm a wannabe Empire Lug guy. Well, not even wannabe Empire Lug guy, but just wannabe Star Wars boyo. But yeah, facilitating a clone base on a plane. Not really sure that's gonna bode well. A banana mock, right? KO. Why would I take a banana? Why would I build a mock of a banana? Bring it back. Why'd you say perfect, Sam? I feel like I would have showed you the cinema if I've at where it's currently at. I could never get the roof to look right, because it would have to be like with the shape that I went with, it would have had to have been like a flat roof, but I just couldn't get, so like rounded parts of the front. It just, yeah, I just can't get it to, could never get it to look how to a point where I was satisfied with it. Crimson Toaster, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? If it's made from habitat style builds connected together, it could work. Victoria's one got there, okay, that's true. Yeah, it would be something that I would have to plan like super carefully. And honestly, I'd have to build to the dimensions of a suitcase rather than a really useful storage box. I do think there is one Star Wars mock that I would like to do that I could conceivably get in, that is like a tower that I could, if I built the sections up, like built the, I wouldn't be able to take as much of the terrain probably as I would like to. But yeah, maybe. And as long as I packed it well and made each floor quite sturdy, which I think with like how I would in my head build it would be pretty cool. Although I feel like maybe to do, I think that would be too much to try and transport to do like my every episode of like one of the seasons of one of the shows. Oh man, I tried to watch Kenobi the other day. I've fallen asleep to the first episode 3 times in the last like 3 days. It's not good. It's not good. The thought of wanting to, or the thought of having to try and pluck 6 mocks out of that show is haunting, honestly. There's just some parts of that first episode that really take me out of viewing, and that doesn't happen often for me with Star Wars. What cinema? You abandoned the cinema mock again. I've very much abandoned the cinema, yes. But Sam would like to see where it's currently at, so I'll show. I can share. But yeah, I'm just not like motivated by the cinema. It honestly would be a colossal waste of time with the amount of projects that I, 1, should be prioritizing, 2, actually want to prioritize. That I don't already work on. How about make it an abandoned derelict cinema? Honestly, just build it as the studio file currently is, with no roof. That could work. Zombie apocalypse, Heart Lake City Cinema. That could work, you know. But yeah, there's just so much so much stuff I'd rather build. Saudi pad? Is that how you pronounce that? Welcome to the stream. Can you retheme it to Star Wars? No, because the color scheme is just like not at all what a Star Wars thing would look like. And again, it's just not. It's not something I care to spend any time on, if I'm being completely honest. They have cinemas in downtown Coruscant. They would look a lot more jazzy, or they would look a lot more science fiction than the current one. I just look at it and I'm just like, I just don't like any of it. Gaming Planet, hello, welcome to the stream. Pleasant reminder, if anyone hasn't already, please like the stream if you are enjoying so. Subscribe if you are new around here. It is always much appreciated. You will catch me streaming pretty much every Tuesday for now. Building some form of Lego Star Warsy thing. So if that's your cup of tea, then you have found the right place. Currently building Kylo Ren's helmet, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail. How much did the set cost? I did pay full price for it, so 60 British pounds. But I did get some gift purchases with it, so that made it worth my while. I'm doing alright on those gift purchases now, you know, those training, those Camino training facilities. Do you want to know what my Lego Star Wars universe on a base plate has? Do tell me. Go for it. 200 likes on the stream and tech will finish the cinema. Fair, Simon. I'd take that. Replay gang doesn't count on some wild and crazy. Just to cover myself on some wild and crazy thing that this in 100 years time. That's about to be in 100 years. In 10 years time, when what am I talking about? Shout out, Thomas. What's your favorite set or minifigure? It doesn't demands if you have it or not. What's your favorite set? What is my favorite Lego set? I think that I have and that I've built is either the Disney Castle, the 2017 one, or the 8080, the UCS one. They are like my favorites. They are my favorite sets that I've built. The Merce train just has to be up there if it's just like absolute all-timers. But because I haven't built it, I don't, and like the Merce boats as well, but because I haven't like physically built them, I think they could be horror shows. Like Darth Maul bust would be one that was up there for me. The build experience was so horrific that I look at it now sometimes and I am a bit scarred. But no, the Merce stuff's really cool. Favorite minifigure is a tricky one. Honestly, the Ball clones have got to be up there. I just absolutely love those. I'm thinking what is like objectively a good minifigure that has like decent printing, good mold. For me, a great minifigure has to have not necessarily a unique mold, but something that isn't just like hair, head, torso, legs. It has to have, obviously they're all molded, but like usually for me, if it's Star Wars, it's like an alien or like a cool helmet or something that makes the top a bit more unique. Interested to know what people in chat's answers would be. What's your favorite clone? In Lego or I'm gonna go with Bakara, Sam. Thanks for asking. Thanks for your question. What's my favorite minifigure? That is a tricky one. Like Rebels Ahsoka maybe is, again, because I'd want it to be one that I owned. Like it'd be quite easy for me to say like, oh, it's like Chrome Vader or like Mr. Gold because it's worth so much. But like in my collection, maybe Rebels Ahsoka is a good figure. Yeah, I'm not really sure, you know. Do you think Lego sets are getting overpriced these days? I think that Lego is getting more expensive. And people's perception of what is... People's perception of the value of Lego isn't changing with the times. Does that make any sense to you? However, what I will say to rebuttal that is that Lego they set their own prices, obviously, and they are recording record levels of profit each year, which does open up another conversation. However, they set their own value, and they are producing a product now that they probably see as more valuable than it was 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And unfortunately, because there are no competitors to Lego, it's kind of just how it is. Which really kind of sucks. That's why I'm like all for a brand coming in, competing to a level. I don't think there will ever be a brand that overtakes Lego. Certainly not in my lifetime. But a brand that could at least get somewhere to a position where Lego aren't so it doesn't make, just keeps the pricing of Lego a bit more competitive. Not even Mattel. Unfortunately not. I mean, I think Mattel could decrease the rate in which we are seeing Speed Champion sets go up, because that is the closest competitor to what Mattel has currently advertised or offered. So I do see a world in which some of the Speed Champion sets do slow down in their price increases, because you think like when the 8 wide stuff come out, that was what, were they £18 at retail? Now they're up to like 21, 22. So, ooh, okay, carbon freezing chamber, nice. In Saudi, Lego's overpriced. Yeah, then there is like a whole conversation about like, yeah, the price in different countries and stuff, and that is something I can't really talk about because I can only talk about it from my position here in the UK. Maybe Mega Bricks because they have their Pokemon sets. Yeah, but now that they are essentially going to be retired because Lego are getting the license, that's the problem. Lego just has the money and the power and the brand recognition that they will be out most, if not any, IP, or like they can get hold of most, if not any IP, unless it's something, a brand or a license that Mattel own the rights for, that they obviously don't have to let slide. Oh, look who's live. Hi, Lauren. I thought Lauren was going to be too famous for these streams now. She's hit the big time. If you guys are living under a rock and haven't checked out Lauren's insane Harry Potter build, the Prisoner of Azkaban, or as I thought it was, the Inquisitorus. I'm joking. No, Lauren absolutely smashed it with her build for Chicago this year. And yeah, featured on Beyond the Brick, which was a nice surprise to see. So congratulations, Lauren. I cackling. I think I fixed the roof issue, at least I think so. Same 3x12 wedge plate on the side and slope pieces on snot on the other side. Good work, KO. Good stuff. What's the most expensive set you have? Most expensive at retail is the 8080, right? I think that was more expensive than the Falcon. And it's probably the 8080 in value still, to be fair. I don't think I own any sets that are... I mean, I don't have the Cloud City Boba Fett, but amongst my parts collection back at home, I think I could piece together the Cloud City set, but we'll go with the 8080. Haha, but which 8080? Yeah, and I have 3 of them. That's quite ridiculous, isn't it? Apparently that set's like what's an 8080 going for? I always said that I would never sell them, and I still don't plan on it. But what are they going for now that they've retired? Asking for a friend. I'm really joking. I really don't have any plans to sell them. I do feel that like I'm contractually obligated to do a Hoth mock at some point because I own 3 of them. Anyone want to do that as a collab? Darth Vader's tower doesn't help the Fortress Inquisitorius allegations. Thank you, everyone has been so kind. Absolutely, and so they should. First Camino and my kid for Darth Vader army. Brilliant. I think I get the Kylo Ren shuttle microfighter. Hey, I got that. It's a nifty little set. I have to say, I'm a bit of a Kylo Ren stan, so yeah, I think I've got all of the Kylo Ren stuff now. I think I've got all the figures as well. I need to check that. Maybe the Takodana figure I'm missing. Maybe, but I feel like... Did that come in another set? The best Harry Potter mock I've seen, honestly. Jog on. Is that to a Hoth collab build, Sam? No, you're not at your street. Come on, Sam. You know you want to do it. Jog on. So you replace all that tan with white instead? Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. So Simon's in. I still got a bag and a half to go. What did you ask? Estimated time of arrival. I'm here now. 40 minutes. Do you know who is M&R Productions on YouTube? I am familiar with his work, yes. Oh. Hiya. What? Mask. Oh, rah, yeah. Rah. Rah. I'm actually building this in Lego, Penelope. Yeah, look. Doesn't quite look like him yet, but working on it. Rah, yeah. I should have, yeah. It's a bit hot for that, though, isn't it? Yeah, maybe the last step. Just for the picture at the end. Yeah, I'll do a side by side comparison at the end. Rah. Bye bye, Daddy. Kylo helmet over Django helmet, 100%. Giovanni, welcome to the stream, by the way. Purely because I'm a Kylo Ren fan. Something's not lining up here. And why is that? Right. Should go that way. Doesn't want to fit in there. Why is that so? Should I watch his latest video? You do what you've got to do, sir. Why is that not lining up? Oh, because that's meant to be a whole play outwards. Oh, hang on. I see where I have gone wrong. I think. Is that right? think that's now correct. Doesn't look right though. Hang on. Right, I know what I've done wrong now. That goes on there. That goes on there. Does that go? That goes on there. I think that's better. Let's hope that's better. There we go. Awesome. Off-board racetrack 2026. Where are my white base plates? Yeah, so Simon's in. Who else is who else is getting in on Hoth? Do you like the doll figures in the Friends set and Frozen sets? I do not. I'm not opposed to them. I think they have introduced Lego to a whole new demographic. And yeah, I don't mind mini dolls. Loki would absolutely love some Star Wars mini dolls. I think that would be very cool. And honestly, just to see the Lego Star Wars community crumble and like the over like outing of all of the currently closeted or passive sexists in the community would just be very interesting to watch. Yo, Simon sent One Planet Tech gift membership. Thank you very much, Simon. And it went to Emily. Oh god, that's loud in my ears. Thank you very much, Simon, and congratulations, Emily. Thank you, Simon. That's very, very kind. Emily, do your thing. Make sure you, if you're still around. Shout out, Simon. Yeah, that's very kind, Simon. Thank you very, very much. Very much appreciate it. No, you should watch the latest from an underground YouTuber called Not That Sam Smith instead, I reckon. Heard good things. You should actually go do that. If you are not familiar with Not That Sam Smith and you like mechs, then he could be your guy. If you don't like mechs, stay well away. He sold himself. He sold his soul. Only joking. Well, I'm not really joking, but why do people hate the secret? Yeah, Underground Club Sam. Why do people hate the sequels? I mean, it's not bad. It's just the lightsaber duels that are mid characters and pretty good, and Kylo Ren is a good Sith. People hate the sequels because they were very poorly planned, which I can completely get behind. I think there is like there are a lot of people that will criticize the sequels for things that are quite justified, in terms of like the external like factors that aren't necessarily like story points. I think there's a lot of people that struggle. I mean, I guess they didn't really help themselves, because if you're gonna make something that's not very well thought out and then make something that isn't gonna like make creative choices that aren't going to be in line with what a large part of your audience are gonna like, then that could be an issue. But I do think people struggle to differentiate what like does it make it a bad movie just because you disagree with the choices they made to get there? I guess in your eyes it does. I don't know. I think with Star Wars, people feel like they own they own a lot of the characters, and the loud minority of Star Wars fans have been in this fight since they were 6 years old, and they've read every comic, or they claim to have read every comic and every backstory to every character that is now Legends and is now not canon. And when anything ever goes against any of that, then it's, yeah, the world comes crumbling down. And I don't think it's healthy that people grasp onto that with their dear life. But there's certainly elements of the sequels that I enjoy. There are parts of it where I'm like, the things I think that frustrate me the most about the sequels are things like some of the fight choreography seemed like a little bit lazy, and I think that because the bar that was set with Revenge of the Sith is very high from that, and even like, yeah, like I think that is that like visuals and like sound and costume with choreography, I think those are things that people, and I don't think is an unfair expectation to have, is that those things would all be very, very high, and of like incredible quality. So when some of the choreography and things like that feel lazy or not very well thought out, then that kind of does suck. But there are a lot of things that people just disliked, like as personal choices of the sequels, that they didn't like, and then that makes them sit on the thing that they there's like personal choices, personal preferences of how the story, of how they thought the story should play out, to stop them from enjoying anything else. Just don't think I can completely get behind that. I don't know. It could have been much worse. Acolyte or Kenobi. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just kind of one of those people that will always find enjoyment somewhere. And probably up until I'm trying to think. Probably up until. No, do you know what? I even kind of like. I remember at the time like not being as critical of Boba Fett as I probably would be even now. I think because there's a point where I was just, and there's part of me that does like still just very much enjoys having tons of Star Wars content. Like I do still get a big kick out of that. And honestly, if I can enjoy some of the episodes of Clone Wars that I have, then like as I should be okay. But yeah, I think I've kind of lost where I was going on a tangent. Oh yeah, but like rewatching Obi-Wan, like I said, like I've been doing, some of it just really takes me out of it. There's just a little thing like from the first episode where I think it's the fifth brother. It's just after the fifth brother and Reva have like rounded everyone up in the square, and like she almost comes across Kenobi, and he like fifth brother like grabs Reva and like pushes her against the wall. You can see as she walks round the corner that she has quite literally just started walking. you can see like as she steps on screen that it is her first step. Just like, I don't know, just really cheap things like that. And you can tell that like she's just expecting to be thrown up against the wall. I don't know, things like that and things like poor fight choreography. Just, yeah, I don't know. I think they're valid, very valid criticisms to have in Star Wars. I don't know. When's your next stream? So member streams the next one will be Thursday. I was going to member stream on Saturday evening. However, I forgot that I am at a birthday party that evening. So I was going to stream in the day, but I think I will probably end up streaming Sunday now. But the next build stream will be next week. Hopefully, it will be building the custom Mark 170. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll be yeah, I don't know. I just had to get another Mark 170 one. But yeah, the general rule is Tuesday public streams, members streams Thursdays, and then usually I like to try to get one in at the weekend as well. Revenge of the Sith, I love it. Such a good film. It is a very good film. Horses on the side of the spaceship. Yeah, definitely an interesting choice. I would stand by that. Rise of Skywalker is the worst Star Wars film. I would die on that hill. I think there's so many more problems with that film than there is with The Last Jedi. And honestly, The Force Awakens too. But that's just me. Christoph, welcome to the stream. Acolyte was lame, but the helmet itself would be really cool. It's like, I honestly agree. Yeah, fair. That's fair. I would like to rewatch Acolyte. I really didn't get into that very much at the time. But yeah, I would like to give Acolyte another go. See if I can get on board with it, because I know it's like, I want to say staying power, but it's been watched a lot of times since it came out, and I know it got a lot of hate while it was being released, but yeah, I would like to give it another go. And the Inquisitor Scythe from Kenobi was one of the best balanced sets. Oh, honestly, Christoph, I completely agree. Zayed as well. Cool Lego set. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Lots of new people in here tonight, so welcome to everyone. If you are not subscribed, it would be hugely appreciated if you do. And like I said, like the stream. Be much appreciated. Yeah, the Inquisitor Scythe is one of my favorite Lego sets that they've done in the last, what, 5 years? Has it been 5 years? It's not been 5 years since Kenobi, has it? God. Yeah, it's so good for the price point. It's, yeah, proportions. It's a relatively straightforward shaping. No, that's not true actually. Some of the complex, like the angles to get, the techniques to get the angles of the ship, it's just very, very good. I think some people's gripe was that it doesn't quite, in landing mode, it doesn't quite get off the ground high enough that a minifigure will come out. I think it's obviously a little bit smaller than minifig scale, but honestly, it's a really, really good playset. Because the ship itself isn't massive in universe. Yo, Christoph just subscribed. Thank you, Christoph. Very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Like I said, you can catch me here streaming this time most weeks. There might be a case in the future which I change my streaming days to Thursday, but not currently yet confirmed, and it won't be for a little bit yet, if that is the case. But yeah, how the hell did Palps come back, honestly? But yeah, agree, Christoph. The costume design was pretty cool. It's just executed badly. Yeah, that's okay. That's the thing. Acolyte, in terms of costume design, sound, like the visuals and stuff, were done very well to a level that I think is expecting of Star Wars. It just, I think the story lacked a lot of depth to really grasp the attention of Star Wars fans, which is a shame. Because like jumping, I was quite excited by the prospect of jumping to a whole new like time period. Okay, final bag. Also, don't forget Acolyte was made locally. That's true, yeah. I think some of the things out of Acolyte as well, I don't think you could tell a lot of it was on, or like some of the significant parts. I think the like using the volume was a bit of a I don't want to say cop out, but I don't know. I used to not be bothered by the volume at all, but I think it can serve a great purpose, and there's loads of times where it can be a really useful tool. But I think it does make things feel quite small. And that's, yeah, it's becoming, the more and more they use it, I feel like the more and more I become aware of it. But yeah, I will give Acolyte another go. That's one I'm, yeah. Again, it's gonna be tricky to do an Acolyte. I built every episode of the Acolyte in Lego when we don't have a single Acolyte minifigure. I'm not sure I want to go custom on those. But yeah, I started to rewatch Kenobi because I was hoping to find some inspiration for that, but I'm looking at the first episode, and even then I'm like, I don't know what I want to build here. Is it a cop out to do like the Jedi Temple? Yeah, I don't know if Firestar would do any figs either. I know AV did Chimera, like they do a 3D print of the helmet, and they did a full Chimera figure. But yeah, I don't see many customs. Even Engineerio, who seem to produce figs for everything Star Wars related. Even then, I don't think did many, if any, Acolyte figures. Oh, I tell you what, where did I see a couple? I think Hall of Bricks did a few of the Jedi. I think. Well, you bought figs now. I will definitely do Kenobi. Kenobi has enough. I would do the training circle bit, but I think I would do, I need to rewatch to find out which episode it is. But the flashback of Anakin versus Obi-Wan in that like training part of the temple, I would think I'd like to build. If it coincides with another good mock from, or like another scene that has good mock potential, then I would build it from the first episode maybe. But I would ideally like to use Anakin and Obi-Wan in that circle. JD, welcome to the stream. Why the hell would you want Acolyte figs? Well, I think Chimera would be a good figure. Chimera is the kind of figure that I would love to see if they did a Star Wars CMF. they should do it like they did with Marvel and do just like Disney Plus shows, because let's be honest, if it's a character from a movie, there is more than enough reason to be able to fit a figure, like one of those figures, into a set. So I think if you were to do like a Disney Plus one, you could get some really cool, fun characters. Okay, so let's go through the shows. If we were to do a CMF series for just Disney Plus Star Wars shows, and I think at this point we can probably exclude The Mandalorian. We'll do it anyway. So let's do 2 counterpoint Boss Nass. Boss Nass can fit in so many Star Wars, like Episode 1 sets. It's like I completely stand with you, Sam, that we do need a Boss Nass, but he could fit in any Gungan set, any Gungan sub, any Naboo set. It just, yeah. Oh god, imagine an SM33 CMF. Exactly. So yeah, okay, so Mandalorian Season 1. Who would you want? We'll go through each Disney Plus show and season. And we can pick 2 characters. What are your suggestions for Mandalorian Season 1? Of like Quill would probably be my choice, but we did get him in the Razor Crest, so part of me is like, I don't like, let's stay well clear of that, because I think it should be characters that we haven't got before, unless there is like a very obvious particular variant of a character I think we should get. Why haven't they done it yet? Because they don't want money, Sam. They don't want money as much as they say. They're trying to balance, like, they don't want a 50%, they don't want 100% profit margins year on year. They need to keep it somewhat steady. When they have a bad year, they'll just chuck Boss Nass in well, I guess it'll be tax year. So in a March set, we'll get a Boss Nass, and it'll just, yeah, they'll put their figures back on track. But yeah, Mando Season 1, there's not too many characters I think from Mando Season 1 that I would like. I mean, it's risky, and I don't think they should necessarily do it because it's hella risky. But like an Incinerator Trooper would be good. Maybe the Client, Dr. Pershing, maybe he's more Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, I think probably the Client would be. But yeah, because we did get some Mando sets, I don't think there's too many. We got Cara Dune, Toro Callahan, maybe. Is that a bit niche? I think he's a bit niche. Was it then Mando Season 2? I think it was, wasn't it? Mando Season 2. Who would I like to see from Mando Season 2? Oh, better version of the armorer. Yeah, that's actually a good shout. Yeah, like a very specific molded helmet of the armorer. I back that, guys. That's a good shout. Yeah, that is a good pick for that one. Yeah, Mando Season 2. Cosca Reeves for Season 2. Honestly, I don't know why, but I would love one of those droids from Morgan Elsbeth's planet. But that would be a dud CMF. That's just personal take. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the like cameo appearances. The Frog Lady for Season 2 of Mando. Yeah, Season 2. I think because Mandalorian's hard because they did a lot of the main characters. So if you were to pick characters from the Mandalorian, it's going to be more tricky. Book of Boba Fett's Book of Boba Fett's. Book of Boba Fett. The Vesper Gang. No, I think I'd want heavy on Frog Lady. I'm sure you would be, Sam. I'm sure you would be. Yeah, do you know what? We'll go with Frog Lady. We'll go with Frog Lady and Cosca Reeves. Would be my two from Mando season 2. I think Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett. I think Major Domo. Oh, Black Chrysanthemum, please and thank you. Great shout, Sam. I'll give you that one. Black Chrysanthemum would definitely be a figure. There's honestly, there'll be so many good minifigures from the Book of Boba Fett. Like Major Domo would be a great figure. Mox Shaiz would be a great minifigure. Garza Whip would be a great minifigure. I had another one. Black Chrysanthemum obviously would be fantastic. They'd never put it in a CMF, but the other Huts would be awesome. Oh my god, the Tuscan female, the Tuscan like leader. They would again, when it comes to character design and costume design, I think Book of Boba Fett has had some bangers, to be fair. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Cobb Vanth, Mando season 2, 100%. That's an absolute must. Very good, Gaz. Very, very good. Mando series 2 would be that woman he transported to the ocean planet. Yeah, the Frog Lady. But yeah, Book of Boba. Yeah, sorry. Mando season 2. Yeah, Cobb Vanth for sure. For sure. But yeah, character design for Book of Boba Fett was fantastic. Cad Bane even. Yeah, the Marshal. Oh. You got the Vespa drivers. Honestly, you could do a banger Book of Boba Fett CMF series. I'd want them all. Then what was it then Kenobi? No. What came next? Was it Mando season 3? Kenobi? What came next? I think it was Kenobi, right? Was it Kenobi, Mando season 3, Ahsoka? Oh no, Acolyte, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew? Andor? Oh, Andor. There's Andor in there as well. Oh, but Bad Batch doesn't count. We don't need Bad Batch characters. Criminal waste of time. Live action shows only. Yeah, what was next? Why can't I? I think Kenobi in live action, then Andor. Okay. So, yeah, so Kenobi. What characters were we, like, notable characters were we missing from Kenobi? Probably not too many. A bit of a boring one, but I guess, like, Bail Organa or, like, Leia's mum. Not great. The other Inquisitor that we didn't get would have been cool. I think would have been a good. And then maybe like a cracked helmet Vader. Don't think they ever do that, but that would probably be quite a cool figure to get. Is there any other major characters I'm missing in Kenobi? Oh, I forgot to mute. I'm sorry. I didn't get there in time. It came around too quickly. Oh no, yawning. How rude of me. Stream etiquette. I'm sorry, people, for here for the first time. Yeah, so Kenobi, I think, yeah, just for me, I think the other Inquisitor. Maybe Raj. Is it Raja? I think for the culture, I think we should get the I don't even know like how many of you guys would be aware of him, but if I said the name Michael MGF, would that mean anything to anyone here? If Ross is lurking, that might just pull him out of the shadows. And or where to begin, yeah. Hell yeah. Who? Oh, KO. Let's paint some figs, yeah. So Michael, you talk about like in terms of Lego Star Wars YouTube community, a lot of people will think, hang on, that's the wrong way around. A lot of people would say Ryan. A lot of people that were like really around at the time would go further back. Like David is one of those people that was uploading like right at the start of what is like Lego Star Wars YouTube. There's like some of the animators as well and stuff, but in terms of people that were making like big mocks and creating a lot of Star Wars content at the time, Michael MGF was 100% one of those people. Like he is a proper Lego Star Wars OG, and he kind of switched his content into like painting his own custom figures, and he does that like really hyper realistic style that I'm not a massive fan of, but can appreciate the artwork in it, or the art in it. Yeah, it's Sam, if you go back, he did mocks. Yeah, before he did his figures, he did mocks. So he is like a proper OG. Like, I think I'd put him on my. Oh, this is a whole conversation for another day. But I think I'd put him in terms of like where it all began. I would put him on my what is it called? Oh, the 4 statues. What's it called? You guys know what I mean. What is it called? Mount Rushmore. There we go. He would be in my Mount Rushmore of Lego Star Wars YouTube. That's a fun stream. Wow, fun stream topic, I guess. But well, one thing at a time. Good Grand Canyon. Thanks, Sam. You cover up half of this gloriously looking print. Why, Lego? Why? That is really an FU to all the other helmet sets that don't get prints. Is that I say half, 1.5 studs out of a 4x4 gets covered. But yeah, sorry. Original point. Michael MGF had, so this guy that started out in Lego YouTube, started out on Lego Star Wars YouTube specifically. He does Marvel. He ventured into Marvel stuff and Halo stuff as well. But he got a cameo in Kenobi, which is just so freaking cool. So for the culture, I think they should make a minifigure for him, of him. I think for the culture, it would absolutely need to happen. I'm shocked that he never got into LAN. Honestly, I guess because LAN wasn't going back then. I don't know. Maybe he kind of stopped posting as much when LAN come around. Oh, sorry. Well, I'd class it as a cameo, Sam. Yeah, you're right. He was an extra. I would consider it a cameo. I think it's a cameo appearance to have the Michael MGF in a Star Wars show. I'd love to know how that come about, honestly. But yeah, he needs a minifigure. Like the guy that I think he did make himself as a minifigure, which is like from the show, which is really cool as well. But yeah, if you guys are not aware, do go check out Michael MGF. He is a goat. All his mock videos are probably in like 180p or whatever. It's proper old school. But yeah, his custom minifigures are like proper art. Like there's a real talent that he has for that. Everything he does is custom though. Don't know if Lego would like that. I suppose, yeah. I guess because like back in the day he did used to buy sets, review sets, do mocks and stuff. So maybe, yeah, maybe not so much now. He does all the custom stuff. Yeah, you're probably right, Sam. Anyway, so we'll go to Andor next. Right, season 1 of Andor. Season 1 of Andor. We got Luthen. We got a version of Cassian. We got, who didn't we get? I think Bix is probably a shout. We got Cyril. We got Bit. I think like it's quite a boring CMF, but a regular Imperial Dedra, like in her ISB outfit. Kino Loy is a great shout. Tony Hardy, hello. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. We are currently going through the Star Wars live action shows and formulating the perfect CMF. We're basically picking trying to pick two characters from each live action show of who we think would make a great like Disney Plus Star Wars CMF. I think Clea is probably more a season 2 character. I think she has such a bigger role in season 2 than she does in season 1. Does not have a red. Oh, that's right there. Yeah, Marva, great shout. I think you army build Kino Loys. But yeah, Vel, Mon, City. Yeah, any of the Nemec would be great. 100% Series 2 for Claire. Yeah, somewhat Luthen ship, but not around a lot. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I think I'd even maybe not so much Cinta, but definitely Vel. I think could probably be more of a season 2, maybe. I don't know. Is there any other? I mean, Mon Mothma, but again, I guess you could pick her for either. I guess one of the tricky things that is Cyril's mom. Cyril's mom, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, to be fair, I think season 2 we need a whole CMF for Andor. Just an Andor CMF would be so ideal. Yeah, because we need a, yeah, to get a B2 like side build of one of the characters. Oh, with Marva would be so good. Party gas. How do I never put those two together? Party gas. That's so good. Nice one, Gaz. Nice one. Oh, that's phenomenal. That's really tickled me. Yeah. Okay, the list is endless for Andor. I think we've come to realize. Because there's also like different variations of characters as well that there's like enough costume changes. I suppose more so in season 2. Again, that there's like quite a lot of costume changes that you could warrant multiple for different characters. And then Ahsoka? Or yeah, all the ISP supervisors, yeah. Okay, so then yeah, was it Ahsoka, then Acolyte? I guess the human shield could also be an accessory to K2. That would be fantastic. Look again, dark. But yeah, what was next? Was it Ahsoka or Acolyte? I feel like it was Acolyte? Or was it Mando season 3? Mando season 3 was after Andor, right? Didn't we get all good characters from Ahsoka? I think we probably did. Yeah, I think Ahsoka we probably had everyone. Yeah, I think. I guess the only one, and it's not, wouldn't necessarily be just a Ahsoka one, but like I feel like again they could throw him in a set very easily, but a Carson Tava, I think just from that Mandoverse, I'm shocked that we haven't had him as a minifigure yet. I feel like maybe next year with the Mando movie, I'm sure he'll be in it. Never mind. Thought they had sent me the wrong wedge plates then. But yeah, okay, so Mando season 3. We need Jack Black and Lizzo. I feel like that's only right. Mando season 3. Oh, Enoch, yeah, absolutely. Enoch. Yeah, because they could go to town for Enoch in a like with a CMF level budget. Yeah, you've nailed that one, Simon. Mando season 3, I'm struggling. Really struggling to think of some figs for Andor. Did I just miss? So I've got these pieces left. I'm sure they make something else. But it just looks like this should be the last thing I put on. Okay. sure why these pieces had to be put on last, but why they won't just put on with that assembly, but what's up, Skibbity Sigmas? Hello. What do I think about Brazil? As a footballing nation, fantastic. As a country, I've never been, but would like to go. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Zeb from Mando Season 3 is a good shout. Yeah, Mando Season 3, there wasn't like a ton of cameos. We even had like a young Luke, I guess, from that world. So yeah, we don't even need a young Luke because we got one in the Dark Trooper set. Okay, that is the Kylo Ren helmet in all its glory. But yeah, Lizzo and Jack Black are musts, I think, for Mando Season 3. Oh, I've just put my finger through Kylo Ren's helmet. Oh, that's not really going to work with the headphones, is it? Hang about. Oh, no, let's see what... That's what old people feel like. I can't see anything. Let's get right up close to the screen. Yeah. Ooh. There you are. Do we look alike? I can't do both. My eyes are really... That's a bit better. Do we... Twinning! Probably can't even hear me through the mask anyway. Yeah, there's my doppelganger in Lego. Whoa, that is very hot. Whew, I completely forgot about the cinema. Sam has literally stayed purely for the cinema. Right, let me see if I can find it. Not the best way to be wearing a head mask. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am toasting. Right. Cinema. You are a cinema. I'll watch you forever. Action. Why can't I find it? I will find it, don't you worry, Sammy. Cinema time. Now I got memory of that. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I was just trying to find the file. Okay. Not enough likes, KO. Yeah. How are we doing for likes? 19 likes. Let's go. We can get that up to 20, right? 20, 25. Oh, we just hit 20. 25. Come on, we can get up to 25. That'll be 5 of you that haven't been paying attention all this time. Okay, right. Studio is just loading. It takes a while because my computer, my tiny little laptop is also streaming and running OBS. Okay. It's mask. Yeah. Mask. Yeah. Daddy's mask. Yeah. Kylo Ren. Yeah. 2 minutes and I'll be done. 2 minutes. I've just got to show. I'll be out in 2 minutes, darling. Won't be a minute. Oh, it's tough being so popular. See what, Sam? You making me show this? What I'm missing out on. Right. It takes a while because it's studio, isn't it? Exactly. Okay. This. Why doesn't? Okay. Let me open. I've got one open and it's got like chunks of it. There was another. Yeah. My if my computer internally combusts, Sam owes me a new one. Okay, so this okay. Let's get past that minute for the files to find the finish mark, honestly. Okay. See if I remember how to do this. There we go. Oh, look at that. Here's one I prepared earlier. Here we go. Okay. This is where I got to on the majority of the externals. Hey, Luffy. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Please like the stream. We're trying to get to 25 likes before the end of the stream. We're at 22. Come on. We can get on this. Right, so this is the cinema. This is the external. This isn't this isn't horrific. I don't like the roof part of this front bit. Where, okay, what don't I like? So I think it's very cold. I'm not sure about the black and the blue, to be honest. I don't really know how to like do a nice roof pattern without it looking really, really basic. I feel like the roof should be dark blue. So I'd probably start with like some curve plates along there. Are you going for a Cineworld building? Not specifically. But this, so the front, like this bit I got custom before Lego did the lettering tiles. I got like printed tiles that said like now showing. I think it says now showing Lego mockumentary, which is a proper throwback. But the front of this, I'm actually really. But you're basing off the set, right? I was, yeah, yeah, I was. I nearly said I am then. Yeah, no, I was. So we've got like, oh man, okay. I think my other, so this, this piece here was gonna be. So we're gonna have like, it was meant to be like a red carpet event, basically. So here we have, this is a red carpet. And on here I was gonna get like a custom sticker to be like some advertising boards, and then you can see around here I put these panels in that I could put so I can't remember who it is it Eclipse Graphics do the custom printed like Lego-fied posters. I got all of the Star Wars ones that they did, and I might have got one or two of the Harry Potter ones as well. So I could basically like change in and swap in for those. So there's two of those, which I really like. Which yeah. So like the downstairs, and then we've got like the little ticket office here as well. I think I can show you that a bit better on the other slide. In the other one. Rip, I know, right? And then if we come to the back, so like this is, so it was almost quite high functioning. Oh, poor Penelope. So what I did find quite hard to do was to like connect all of this via plates. Sorry. Eclipse sounds right. Yeah, I think it was Eclipse Graphics. So yeah, this is like the upstairs interior. This is just a screen here. I think I can't remember, but I think this is big enough that you could put a phone screen there. Or like I think it's probably my old iPhone SE, I think I could put that in there and it would fit. So I could actually play stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't like how the black shows, but obviously a cinema is meant to be dark. which is also the problem I have with these. So I think I'd have to build... like a false wall here, which honestly might make it easier to connect some of these bits in and make it structurally sound, because otherwise it just, you know, wouldn't be. Because this, yeah, just isn't a good look. I still reckon you could whack this together. I think I could. Like, if I really wanted to, I could. So the bottom's all white. This is all light aqua, again, to go with the set. This kind of space along here, not 100% convinced of, but I think I close this off with the little projection along the front, which is kind of fine. I have to say, I do really like the downstairs front. Like, I am very, very happy with that. I think it honors the set really well, but I think it also looks kind of like how a cinema front would look. So I am quite happy with it, with that aspect of it. I think, to be honest as well, if I did ever come to build it, because I've done open back for the actual cinema room, I think I'd open up the downstairs as well. But I think I could probably show you a bit better the downstairs, probably on this one. So this was, so I was at one point I was thinking of doing the whole top floor in dark blue, because it'd darken the room a lot. But they didn't do the panel pieces in dark blue, and I didn't like all these notches being out. It was a bit like view on basis. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a very good point. So maybe dark blue works better for the top and make it all dark blue, but it does look quite garish. Because my original design was that there was a thicker dark blue border, but I think I changed that because it was just, it was just a little bit too much. But then also the dark blue feels quite small there, so I don't really know. But I think if I went all dark blue on top, then that might look a bit better. I thought you were going for purple turtle. When you look at the back, it's a silhouette. That's dark blue, it's not purple. But yeah, the interior stairs, I was really happy. In fact, none of these actually have the... Okay, let me get to the final one, apparently. I'll just pull this apart a bit. So can I just take off this whole top floor? There we go. So yeah, the downstairs is like pretty much done. So we have, these are like the metallic gold printed, sorry, just the metallic gold tiles with some light aqua floor tiles. I really like the gold trim window frames or door frames and having the double doors. I think that was a nice touch. I really like the spiraling staircase either side. I think that works. We've got the little popcorn. We've got the ticket booth and popcorn office here. Or popcorn stool. So yeah, you kind of just step down. That's got like red and white printed tiles in there. Little cash register. Little slushy machine. So you can get your Fanta, what is it, Fanta or Tango Ice Blast or whatever. So that's there. Yeah, little cash register. So that's that, and that's meant to be that's meant to be a big popcorn machine. I'd just chuck a load of the popcorn pieces in there. Again, like little things like that. If I was to ever go back, I'd probably finish this. I did put, I think, oh no, don't do that, Thomas. Is it this? I think I just, at one point I was going to make this a bit of like an understair cupboard, but I think I went against that. And just, I think, oh yeah, this I could, I was going to put more movie posters. That's why that's made out of a panel piece, is so I could put more movie posters along there. Not that they're in the prime location, but hey ho. And then this side we've got toilets. to approve that carpet. Oh, I love that. Yeah, like I said, the color scheming on things is. Oh, hang on. Is yeah, and then we've even got oh, sorry. So if you're gonna get seasick, please look away now. And then we've got 2 very fancy bars. It's a very upmarket cinema, I have to say. But yeah, maybe I should make those frames gold as well, but doesn't really matter because I'm never gonna finish it. So yeah, so maybe I would go and change the floor design. I don't know. I can't like the red carpets and stuff. Hey BB, how you doing? So yeah, there you go. You've seen the cinema. Do you know what? There's more aspects with it that I'm happier with than I remember. But still, I'm not totally convinced by it. I don't think it's a project that I want to go and spend a load of money, and I guess it won't be so much time, but yeah. No, I guess because most of it is designed, it wouldn't be a terrible Brick Festival thing to take around, but it would just be very much on its own. I don't know, maybe one day, but I don't think so. Sorry, but I got to go head out, so enjoy studio. Thank you, KO. So yeah, there you go, you've seen it. Are you happy now, Sam? So yeah, for anyone that isn't aware, this is a project that I started years and years and years ago, and I kind of abandoned, and I get clowned because I never went back and finished it. As you can see, it's it's probably about 85-90% done, aside from like the roof. Well, probably including the roof, it's about 85 to 90% I would consider done. But yeah, if I would go in, I'd probably refine and tweak a load of stuff. But that's besides the by. So yeah, guys, that is the stream. Kylo Ren's helmet. Sorry we weren't building Quarry's Workshop's X-Wing, but hopefully I can find... That's X-Wing. Arc 170. Hopefully I can find those at the storage unit, and hopefully they're there. And then I can build that next week. But until then, members, I'll see you Thursday, and then again now on Sunday. I will change the schedule after the stream. I completely forgot I got a birthday party on Saturday afternoon/evening, so I won't be doing that. Yeah, I think because you've got to be there for like 4:30. So yeah. I was gonna thought about streaming earlier in the day on Tuesday, but that's on Saturday. But I think I'll just stream probably about 2 o'clock on Sunday. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. Members, I'll see you Thursday. Anyone else, to all the new people that were in chat, shout out to you guys. Hope you subscribed, and I'll hope to see you back here next week. And as well, shout out to Simon for gifting Emily that membership. Hats off to you, Simon. Thank you very much appreciate it. And until then, I will see you all very soon. Bye, guys.